I tried, man. But you want to get right into it?
Yeah, let's do this shit.
Let's do it. So we're going to start with Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War arc, episode 24. Too early to win, too late to know. So Yuhabaha and the gang have made it up to the royal palace, only to be greeted by the Soul King's royal guard. But first, the episode starts off with a little flashback before getting pretty damn bloody. So this episode starts off with a flashback, and we have Yuhabaha and Ichibe Hyosube sitting at a table, and they're kind of having a conversation, which I didn't see coming at all. Did you see that coming, Tyler?
No, well, I think we've hinted. I think we've questioned if this was an inside job or not before. And when this first happened, when this scene popped up, I was like, "Is this really showing us like there was a inside job like setup?"
Yeah.
That's kind of the feeling I got with it as soon as it come on. So
Well, we definitely found out it wasn't an inside job.
they
So
tried though,
yeah,
right?
not really. It was basically Ishibe just being like, "Ha, you think you can stand against the Soul King?" before like absolutely just bodying him, you know?
Yeah, well, I think, but didn't he want to kind of work with him somewhat? But Yubaha, didn't like the terms or something like that.
Those they wanted to have like a peace treaty and basically say
Oh,
that like we'll leave the Quincy's alone. You guys can have your empire, and the Soul Society will take care of the Hollows. Is kind of what I got out of it.
okay. Yeah, I figured it was something of that caliber, but I thought for some reason that they was trying to kind of work together towards something because Ichibe said it's a win-win for both of us. Blah blah blah. I was like, wait, is he really doing what I think he's doing right here? I was like, this
Yeah.
is absolutely wild, bro.
Well, you got to think too. So this meeting happened 1,000 years ago.
Oh,
So
true,
it
true.
wasn't it
Okay.
wasn't like it was recently or anything like that. But they dive into a lot of good world building, which I feel like we haven't gotten from Bleach lately. So it kind of goes into who the Soul King is, what he did, and what that is he separated the three worlds: Hueco Mundo, the Soul Society, and the world of the living, as well as created death, which is, the thing that people in the world of the living fear the most. So I thought that was really interesting. And we also get a look at Yuhabaha's ability. Those two eyes are fucking, or four eyes, I guess, are fucking creepy, man.
Yeah, well, he had more than four, right? He had didn't he have some on his arm too?
Well, no, that was Ichibe's arm.
I thought he had some on his too.
Oh, did he? I thought he was just using that Quincy ability.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But that when they done the four eyes or whatever in his eyes, I was like, bro, that looks so like disgusting, like
Yeah.
freaky.
Hey, man, those are the eyes that can see all, Like, that's what he said. So he could basically, I think he can just see everything, which is nuts.
Well, Ichibei didn't like that. He was like, "You think you can see?" Well, yeah.
Yeah, but Ichibe had like the same ability in his arm, and it turns out that he was actually like his arm is made with the flesh of the Soul King or something. So that was really weird too.
Yeah, that whole thing was kind of weird. Um Hopefully they like explain explain it a little bit more,
Yeah, they
Uh
definitely will. And
because
then
like those scenes like that, it's kind of lost on me somewhat because I'm not the best with remembering history, So,
yeah, and like I said earlier, I read this God 10 years ago now or whatever it is. So like it is not fresh at all.
yeah, I didn't read it 10 years ago. I read it like maybe 5, but it's still like most of the shit, like I know the main points, but or
Yeah,
most of the main points, but all this little stuff, like I have no idea, bro. It's like I'm watching it for the first time. So,
definitely. And I don't remember if they said this or not, but it also mentioned that Yuhabaha is the son of the Soul King. I
oh,
can't remember.
they mentioned it in the anime, but are you
Okay.
talking about the manga?
No, in the anime. I can't remember if they mentioned it before this point.
I don't know. I ain't never heard it. But that was they didn't really like straight up mention it though, did they? They kind of played around with it and made you assume that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Yuhaba said my father at some point. Like, what a
Yeah, he
leap,
did say it.
massive flesh you've become. So, I don't know, a
Yeah.
lot of good world building in like a 3-minute scene before the intro even rolled. So I really like that to this week.
Yeah, he said something like, uh, "So this is where you've decided to like spend your days or something like that." It was really strange, to throw all this onto us at once with really no explanation, basically. So
Yeah, I kind of liked it though. It's cool to see some world building come back to it and get a bigger idea of, like I said, the Bleach world, not just where we are now, because there's just been a lot of fighting and it's cool to get that backstory.
yeah. I mean, it wouldn't matter if they explained it or not. I probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have held on to absorbed, but about half of it. So it's
I
all
feel
good.
that, dude. But yeah, so after the intro, we're back to the present. And not only are we back to the present, Ganju is back. I fucking love Ganju, dude. He's such a goober.
Honestly, forgot about him, and when he come back, I was like, "Wait, is that crazy dude?" Yep, it
Yeah,
sure
dude.
is.
From the Shiva clan. But he comes in and he's like, "Yeah, I'm an expert of the royal palace. You need to take me. I know what I'm talking about up there." And it turns out that this cannon isn't a cannon, it's a fucking rocket ship.
Bro, this shit is wild.
So they blast off, and I think my favorite scene was you just had fucking Kuretsuchi down on the ground watching this thing zigzag through the air. And he's just like, wow, whoever calibrated that launch is awful. That's a terrible launch.
Yeah, and if you didn't watch this, like it looked like a roller coaster ride. It was doing loops and everything. Like if a rocket starts looping, I feel like it's not gonna go very far, honestly.
No,
So
yeah, exactly. I mean, you watched, if you saw that in real life, you'd be like, oh God, what's going down here?
it's not going very much farther up. So
But so they take the rocket up to the royal palace, and it's funny because they're like, "So Ganju, you know your way around the royal palace?" And he's like, "Well, my sister Kukaku told me about it, and I don't know the little stuff, but I know the higher details. I've heard all about it." And sure enough, he's just a waste of space on this trip. He's just gonna get in the way.
yeah, I'm willing to bet he literally has zero helpful knowledge about the royal palace.
That's just who Ganju is, man.
But he's definitely maybe possibly gonna bring some comedic relief, I assume.
He's always been good
So
at that. That's for sure.
so it should be fun. It takes some of the, seriousness, scale it back down. So but
Definitely.
we didn't actually see them remake it to the top though. They just left that in hold in limbo, I guess.
Yeah,
So
I mean, we'll definitely see it in the next episode, I feel like.
well, also, the next episode is the double finale, right?
Oh, that is the finale next week?
It was 2 episodes,
Oh,
2
hell
episode
yeah.
finale, so
Oh, hell yeah. That means we're gonna
yep.
get a lot of gas.
Yep.
But awesome. So we go back up to the royal palace where we have the Quincy's meeting with Shutara, who is the Great Weaver, the divine general of the North, one of the members of the Royal Guard. That's such a badass name, dude.
It is. And I didn't really remember her, because Ichigo, like, visited all of these people, yeah?
Yeah, so she's the one who made Ichigo that fresh new drip.
Mm. Yeah, she didn't really, like, stand out as much as other ones, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe it's because she was quiet, I feel like, because
well,
that seems to be her personality, maybe?
yeah. I mean, she's a very aloof, very like graceful woman, I feel like.
I can see it.
But so basically, she's the first one to approach Yuhabaha and the gang, and they get talking, and she summons the swords of the Soul King, which are like these puppet fighters to fight the Quincy's, and they end up fighting Nyanzal Weasel, who is the Stern Rider with the Shriek the Wind. And this guy had like the craziest ability. He could like warp anything around him. And he was masked as Yuhabaha for a while. So like you thought you were going to fight him and swords were just like warping around him. They couldn't touch him. And it was just really crazy to see.
It's weird. That we're seeing this out of Yuhabaha too. Like he's able to just like basically pull people out of him and use their abilities at will too. Maybe.
That was
Um.
so he summoned him using that weird shadow magic that we've seen a
Yeah.
bunch throughout this season. So Yuhabaha was just actually chilling in the back.
Oh, okay. I
That's what
didn't
it
know if
looked
he
like,
was
at least.
like actually like using his letting him use his ability while he was kind of inside him, basically, absorbed by him.
Yeah, I don't know if you can use their abilities when they're alive. I know you can when they're dead, but
Yeah. Is that what he did with the rest of them that he summons?
yeah, no, those guys were all alive as well. So he basically they can teleport using or not teleport, but they can transport through like those
The
weird
shadows.
portals. Yeah, those
Yeah.
shadow portals, and that's where they got all the energy for the rocket. So
Okay, okay. I got you. Oh yeah, okay, okay. That makes more sense now. I was like, this dude's like just pulling people out of creating people, his people back or whatever. So
oh, definitely. And then basically, he defeats all the Swords of the Soul King, the little puppet warrior guys, and he starts talking some shit. He's like, "Oh, I'm so bad at explaining my ability. That's a problem I have. My bad." And then in the blink of an eye, Shutura just gives him some dope ass new drip, which turns out to be full of spikes and absolutely just kill him.
yeah, she said, I loved what she said. Oh, one problem that I have is I always seem to forget my needles in my work, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Those ain't needles, man.
Oh yeah. So they take him down pretty easily. But then we go back to the rocket and we have everybody talking. Ichigo, Orihime, Chad, Ganju, and Yoruichi talking. And they're basically just trying to figure out what Yuhabaha is up to. Like, is he trying to replace the Soul King? Is he trying to so they're trying to find out his end game, but they never really figured that out. And Orihime says something that just hits right home, like they have all the flashbacks to the old ass show back in the Soul Society invasion arc, and you've got like Yoruichi as a cat, and they
Yeah,
bring up, like they're like, Yuri Uryu was here at the time as well, and they talk again about how they're gonna bring him back to the good side, not these badass Quincy's.
yeah, yeah. I just want to say that's my favorite. I'm not a cat person, but that's my favorite cat. So,
You haven't watched Fairy Tale yet, you don't know about Happy.
oh, bro, I have a feeling that it doesn't matter.
Dude, it's a flying magic cat.
What fairy tale has to offer.
It's a flying magic
Yurichi is
cat,
my
bro.
favorite cat, bro.
You don't like her as a cat, you like her as a lady.
It doesn't matter. She can be my cat any day, bro.
I feel that, dude. 100%. Yeah, after that, we basically see back up at the Royal Palace. Yuhabaha summons the Quincy Royal Guard. There's Lily Barrow, who has a freaking sniper. He's got a giant ass blicky. He summons fucking Thor, like Gerald Valkyrie. Like this dude was straight out of a Marvel comic. I'm gonna butcher this guy's name, but Pernita Parnjas.
I
He
mean,
was
sounds good to me, bro. We'll call
he,
him Double P.
dude. He looked like. Did you ever play like the old Final Fantasy games with like the mages? And they had like the black face with just the two eyes poking out. That's all I could think of when I saw him.
Yeah. I can't remember that far back, but yeah, I was definitely I wanted to actually see like his true self, but I don't think we're gonna get to see that. I don't think so.
No, we saw him die, so no.
Yeah, yeah.
And then also Askin Nak Lavar, who is the death dealing strict D. And after that, the Royal Guard defeats quote unquote Shutara and the Soul King's Holy Shield, who's like a level 2 puppet warrior. and you see Baro destroy like the entire royal palace with his sniper. And like I was sitting at the time, like, I don't remember this. Holy shit, this guy's a fucking
Yeah.
badass. But it turns out it was all an illusion, and Shutaru and all the other royal guards basically made like a fake royal palace to lure them in, and the real royal palace being hidden by Ichibei and his like crazy word magic he does with his Zanpakuto. So whole royal guard shows up. We got Hikafune making a cage from the tree of life. You got like basically they're trying to blow it up and escape, and this tree just like eats a reishi, which is nuts.
Yeah, this was definitely a crazy scene because I was like, no way they like just took out, you know,
One of the royal guard that
yeah, one
easy.
of the guards and then destroyed like a lot of the palace or the kingdom up there. I was like, no way that happened.
Yeah. No, the
And
royal
but then the
guard's got it too
curtains,
wrong.
I was like, damn, okay, okay.
Dude, those curtains were so sick.
Yeah, it was wild. But I mean, that wasn't the first time we seen them in this episode. We got showed them before, so but we didn't have time to process that that could happen again. So
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so the whole royal guard shows up. You got Kurinji, who's the hot spring guy, the divine general of the east. You got Hikafune, the grain king. She's the larger than life lady, the divine general of the south. You got Nimaya, the divine general of the west. He's the guy who created Zanpakutos and helped Ichigo reforge his sword. And then you have Shutaru there. And then you just got Ichibei sitting on the outside, chilling like a fucking villain, dude. He's just over there, like, "What's up, guys?" But like, after these guys showed up, I mean, Nemaya, his drip is all time, still all time. That vest is so fucking fresh, dude.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect nothing less. It's he's the guy that's in style, bro. He's got the riz. So
But he just goes on a fucking tear, and he defeats Gerald with one slash. His Zanpakuto is so sharp, he has to like store it in like this jelly goo mix. I think he called it Shiahashi, and like it just kills everyone in one slash. It's done. It's game over. And he literally just takes out the entire Quincy Royal Guard. I don't like how they're calling them both the Royal Guard, by the way. This is making this so hard to follow.
yeah, but I mean, Yubaha, he thinks that he's the
He's the king of
guy,
the Quincy's, dude.
so yeah. Well, yeah, he thinks he's the one true, blah blah blah. So I mean, it makes sense. His guards are gonna be the royal guards too, but they
Yeah.
could have definitely used, a different,
They
like a
could have
Quincy term,
they could have called him it in German and called it a day, you know?
Yeah. So
But dude, Nemaya just bodying the Quincy Royal Guard with ease was so satisfying to watch. Like, he took down Thor in one slash after easily dodging his attack. He starts like slashing through these reishi blasts from Baro's sniper, takes him down, throws his sword at PP, is what we're gonna call him, I guess.
the
Before
PP, I like that.
before he can even use his magic, and you just have freaking ask it over like yo, what's going on, before he gets slashed up.
Bro, and he was talking shit the whole time. I loved it.
I loved it, dude. He's just an awesome character. And then we see Yuhabaha escape the cage, or the womb as they're calling it. Like, he pulled out fucking Trafalgar D. Law's room technique and threw a Quincy medallion outside of this gate and just teleported, switching places with it. Like, did you think of that the minute you saw it?
Yeah, I was like, bro, what? Everything was going really fast at this point because he was, Riz
Slashing
God
him
was
up.
like,
Riz God.
he was just like, just slicing and dicing like with no regards to anything. So, and then all of a sudden you got Baja just like, oh, I'm out of here, and then they was just like, oh, well, that makes sense. You want to go fight Ichibei. And I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. How do you get the hell out, bro?
Room, dude. But so the episode ends with Ichibe and Yuhabaha talking a little bit, ready to throw some hands. So I think we're going to get an awesome next episode. I think we're going to get to see some really intense fights and hopefully not too bad of a cliffhanger before part 3.
You know, I was thinking about that earlier, like, with the finale coming up next week or whatever. And we really don't know when Bleach is going to be back. Probably next year, I assume.
Yeah,
But
well, we got it in winter, right? Winter
yeah, well, this is
and
the second Cowardo.
yeah,
So
so we got it in winter and then fall, right?
yeah, so
Or summer, I
I
guess.
yeah, but I'm not expecting it to be back until I don't know, spring or summer of next year. So it's probably gonna be a while, honestly.
It could be back
Um,
in winter. I mean, they're working on it right now, so
I would hope so, but it just makes me wonder, like, where they're gonna, like, with 2 episodes left. That's like at least 35 to 40 minutes of content, and where are they gonna stop this at? Like, to me, it feels like that it could have been stopped at a good point without like major cliffhangers. Like
you know
right
where it's
when this
gonna stop?
happened,
It's gonna
So
stop with like Ichigo and Uryu just like crossing attacks right there.
it's gonna be so bad, bro. It's gonna be such a horrible cliffhanger.
Well, such a good cliffhanger, but it's gonna make us all angry.
Yeah, I know, because like I said, we got 35 to 40 more minutes, a double finale episode next week, and Yubaha, it just came up there, and they're fixing to throw hands, and Ichigo's on the way, so it's gonna be a lot of happening next week, and then it's just gonna end before anything's finished.
Yeah,
So
I feel like with the cover art for the season and everything else, we got to see Ichigo and Uryu kind of go at it a little bit towards the end. I feel like we have to, you know.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be a weird placement, probably like a major cliffhanger, which I
100%.
really don't like. But oh well, it is
Hey,
what it is.
it means you're gonna get another part. You know, I know your least favorite thing is seeing a season end and not knowing what's gonna happen. So, well,
Yeah.